What's going on, moviegoers? If you're new to the channel, my name is Christian. Welcome to Zero Productions. We officially have our Jonathan Kent and James Gunn Superman 2025, you guys. And it is Pruitt Taylor Vince. Some of you guys may know him from The Walking Dead Season 2 for his brief appearance. When he shot Carl, then of course, Shane had to betray him in order to come back and survive with the medicine to save Carl. Some of you guys may know him from Mississippi Burning because that's where I know him from, Mississippi Burning. I don't know if you guys ever seen that film. It's so extraordinarily good. And I'm going to be honest with you guys. Right off the bat, I was like, what? Is this a miscasting? I wasn't sold on it. I wasn't. But then as time progressed, I gave it a day. I was like, okay, you know what? I can get behind it. He's an extremely talented actor. He's a really, really good actor. I'm like, okay, he might be cooking with something with Jonathan Kent, especially when it comes to the father figure for Clark and Superman. Now, my GOAT is always going to be John Snyder from Smallville. I mean, come on, why not? That is the greatest medium of all time when we're talking Jonathan Kent. Smallville just established so many great characters, and John Snyder really embraced it. He just absolutely, from start to finish, his entire tenure as Jonathan Kent in Smallville was so extremely impactful. I used to watch Smallville all the time. I was in my adolescence. I was young. So in a way, I was like learning as Clark was learning. Whenever Jonathan had like a teaching moment for Clark, I was there and I was aware of everything. So in a way, he was like a father figure to me. I mean, that may sound corny, but that's how much I was in love with that show. And John Snyder was just so damn good, you guys. Still to this day, I can't watch the season where he dies. I think it's season 5 or season 6. It breaks my heart. I get emotional. I cry every single time. And there's this one particular scene, I think it's in season 6, where Clark has to go get the stolen watch back from his dad's watch, right? It was stolen in Metropolis or whatever. And he comes back home and, he sees Martha in the living room watching old footage of Jonathan and young Clark. And that scene breaks me every time. Seeing Clark, seeing that fond memory of him and his dad on the tractor. And he's like, wait, so he's like, wave to mommy. Oh my God, it just gets me. So to relive another moment like that, where Jonathan Kent dies, it's something I'm not looking forward to. Now, I'm not saying that Jonathan Kent is going to die in this particular Superman film because nobody knows. It could be a flashback sequence. Who knows what's going to happen? But, I do believe that Pruitt Taylor Vince, he can definitely deliver an extraordinary performance, a very heartfelt and, mentoring, role as Jonathan Kent, or Pop Kent, so to say. A lot of people didn't like what's his name, Kevin Costner did with Man of Steel. And I'll be honest with you, I didn't really like that Jonathan Kent when he was like even mentioning to Clark, oh, maybe you should have let them die. I was just like, what are we doing here? What is this? Like, it didn't sit well with me, and it didn't sit well with others. And even his death, it didn't sit well with a lot of people. Clark sacrificing his identity, not going to save his dad in the tornado. You're the Man of Steel. You're faster than a speeding bullet. You could have been swooped up and saved your dad real quick. I don't know. I have my issues with that. I do, you guys. But it's going to be interesting. I can't wait. I wonder who's going to be playing Martha Kent. This should be very interesting. I just can't wait to see, Kansas. I can't wait to see Smallville, the farm, all those little small details, within the Superman film. I am genuinely looking forward to, you guys. But in other news, you guys, apparently Sam Raimi is in talks to direct Spider-Man 4. Not Spider-Man 4 with Tobey Maguire, but with Tom Holland. Now, I'm taking with this a grain of salt because it came from a website that I've never even heard from, but, a lot of people were reporting on it yesterday, even some, some big-name people, some big-name reporters and outlets. I was like, interesting. But I'm like, Sam Raimi? Like, I wasn't he in talks to direct Avengers 5 and the Secret Wars? What's happening with that? There were talks about him coming back and directing Spider-Man 4 for Sony with Tobey Maguire. So I'm like, I don't know if I actually believe this. But if it turns out to be true, I would be completely fine with Sam Raimi taking over for John Watts for a new chapter within Peter Parker's life, within the MCU. I think he can definitely deliver. I mean, look what he's done with the first 3 Spider-Man films, with the third one being an exception. You know, I still think it's a guilty pleasure of mine, and I enjoy Spider-Man 3 a lot. I really do. There are a lot of great character moments. Sam Raimi really handles the adult version of Peter Parker really, really well, you know, because in the first Spider-Man, he graduates high school and he's going off to college and he's working, he's doing his own thing. So I definitely think that Sam Raimi could handle that perspective, that version of Spider-Man within the MCU, of that being Tom Holland. And to be honest with you guys, Sam Raimi has delivered some of the best Spider-Man films. Still to this day, I'm sorry, but Spider-Man 1 and 2 are my top favorite Spider-Man films. That's even above Into the Spider-Verse, Across the Spider-Verse, Spider-Man No Way Home. Those 2 films just have a special place in my heart because that's really what propelled my love for Marvel and comic books and superhero stuff to the utmost max, you know? So those films will always have a special place in my heart. And the action sequences, I mean, come on. The third act fight with, you know, Spider-Man and Green Goblin was phenomenal. Or you look at the Doc Ock fights with Spider-Man and Spider-Man 2 are really good. And I'll be honest with you, the MCU Spider-Man's fight scenes have kind of been lackluster. They've been okay at best, honestly. Honestly, you guys, you know, they've been more story-driven, which I get. That's okay with me. I'm fine with that. You know, but I really want to see the upscale and the action, especially if you're going to have Daredevil in there, you know what I mean? I mean, Sam Raimi would do a phenomenal job with a street-level Spider-Man 4 with Tom Holland's Spider-Man and Charlie Cox's Daredevil. Can you imagine that, man? That would be off the charts. There was even a rumor in this particular article stating that Sam Raimi, you know, is rumored to be, you know, a contender, even throwing a name with Jon Favreau. I was like, okay, now I don't believe this, because Jon Favreau coming back to direct a Marvel film, I think that's horse shit. I don't believe that whatsoever. He is incredibly busy with his Mandalorian and Grogu movie, which is supposed to start shooting in maybe by the end of the year. He's not directing no Spider-Man movie. Can he return as Happy Hogan? Sure, why not? You know, hey, can you film a couple days? Okay. He's not going to be directing any Marvel movie. So I call bullshit on that particular rumor that Jon Favreau is a contender to direct a Spider-Man for the MCU. I think he's done directing Marvel movies. I honestly do think he's done. He's done a phenomenal job. He's left a phenomenal impact on the MCU. If it wasn't for Jon Favreau's Iron Man, we wouldn't be here today, you guys. Iron Man is an all-time classic, and I love it so much, you guys. But post your comments down below. Let me know what you guys think about Jonathan Kent being casted in Superman 2025, and let me know what you think about Sam Raimi being rumored to be a contender to direct Spider-Man 4 in the MCU. Thoughts and opinions, post your comments down below, you guys, and let me know. Peace.